Hello everybody and welcome back to the Oxford United Road to Glory career mode. I am literally recording this episode moments after finishing the last one, and as you can see here, it got off to the perfect start. We played the highlights against Leeds, only one highlight here, a Will Holmes goal. In other news, water is wet, but he broke beyond Shackleton in the one-on-one and smacked it past the goalkeeper to give us a 1-0 win here to end the year of 2020. What bloody year would we be in now in the career mode? Let me try and think. Oh my god, I can't do maths. But anyways, we end the year with a win. Who cares? Which means now we go into the transfer window. We also know our FA Cup opponent. So without further ado, let's get into the calendar and see what's coming up for us in the month of January. So as you can see here, our first game in January will be against Luton Town, who are currently bottom of the Premier League. So if we don't win that, I may just retire from playing this game. We then get Chelsea in the third round of the FA Cup, I should say. Typical that we get one of the top teams in the Premier League, who we have a bit of a history with in this career mode, in the earliest stage of the FA Cup that we enter. As you can see here, I mean, we could have got so many more easy games. Arsenal got Swansea, Everton got Bolton, Liverpool got Burnley. Okay, United and City in a derby, so at least they both got a tough team each. Villa got West Ham, that's relatively tough. Spurs got Bradford. Yeah, we definitely didn't get one of the easier games. But still, the FA Cup is something I want to win, and it could be nice to get one of the big dogs knocked out of it straight away. So hopefully we can do that. We then have a league game against Arsenal, who I believe at the moment are in the top four. Yeah, of course, they're second. And as you can see there, Chelsea are currently top of the league. Quite a close title race this time round. Only 6 points separating fourth and first. And when you look at it, we're only 7 points off winning the league. Not saying that we're going to do it, but we ain't as far off as you might think. So that's something just to keep in mind as well as we progress through the rest of this season. But anyways, without further ado, we'll get into the highlights of this Luton game. I'm going to play the Chelsea game in full on this episode and the Arsenal game, and hopefully, all going well, I'll be able to edit everything together so that we get a few full games in this episode and not just the bloody highlights. So that's the way I'm going to try and do it going forward. Some of the smaller games I'll play the highlights of and put them, I put the compilation of it at the end, and then with the bigger games we'll try and play the full game on the episode. So as I said, without further ado, let's get into this game against Luton Town away from home. So lads, the recording you just heard is actually over a week before the recording you're hearing right now. So as some of you may remember, I did say I was going to Manchester, which I've just returned from. I thought I would have got one more episode in before I went, but it wasn't to be. So yeah, the moment where I said let's get into the Luton game and the moment now where I'm showing you the Luton highlights are over a week apart from each other. But hey, that's the beauty of recording, isn't it? But I ended up playing the full game instead of the highlights just to get a feel for the team again after not playing for a while. Will Holmes showing that he has basically not forgotten how to finish like this. That was a weird sentence, but whatever. Will Holmes put us 1-0 up. Lovely right-footed finish there into that bottom right-hand corner of the goalkeeper. He then doubled our lead with another fantastic finish. I could really tell in this game why Luton are bottom of the league. Bit of a similar finish there as well from Will Holmes, but Luton really did not have an awful lot going forward, and defensively they were very poor as well. It's kind of clear to see why they are currently the worst team in the league. Tyler Goodrum, I have to give this guy credit. He did not have the best start in the Premier League. I felt like he did stall a little bit with his growth when we got promoted to the Premier League, but he scores an excellent goal here. He can't stop scoring this season all of a sudden. Once he's found his feet, he has been absolutely fantastic, and he put us 3-0 up going into the halftime break. Will Holmes then sealed his hat-trick in the 69th minute. Nice. Jeff Jarrett couldn't get a hold of the header, but it landed right at the feet of Will Holmes, and he smacked it in to take home that match ball. Look at that for a finish. Absolutely excellent. Left foot, right foot, it doesn't matter. Will Holmes will finish it. He then assisted a brilliant goal here. Look at that. Lovely turn into Diao. First time finish. 5-0. Ended up being the final score. Even though this chance here from Doak, it robbed Will Holmes of a second assist. Went for power way too much and just put it over the bar like I was playing Gaelic football. But unfortunately we didn't get the sixth goal, but who cares? We did end up getting a 5-0 win, and now let's move on into the next game against Chelsea in the FA Cup, and we will play the full game on this episode. But before we get into that Chelsea game, we just got some brilliant news here. Rhino has returned from injury. He can now rejoin first team training sessions. Get the fuck in there. Lucas was really, really good as a backup. He's actually played the most games this season out of any player. So he's had a lot to do since Rhino got injured, but I'm glad to see him back in the team. And let's hope we can include him in the squad in some way, shape or form against Chelsea, even if it's off the bench. But I'm really, really glad to see him back from injury. So with this game against Chelsea, I did decide to rotate just a bit since we're in the FA Cup. And I'm like, look, you know what? The FA Cup is one of the competitions that we play in every season, so I'm willing to give it a bit of a risk against a big team like Chelsea by rotating a bit. So as you can see, we've still gone mostly strong. One of the biggest changes that you've probably noticed is I have put Beadle in goal instead of Bazunu. I just kind of fancy giving Beadle a big game. I think it's a nice story. He was our number one in the first season when he was on loan from Brighton. We've brought him back to be a backup to Gavin Bazunu, but I wanted to throw him into at least one big game, so we've put him in between the sticks. I've gone with O'Brien and Bush as the centre backs. I've put Bloom at left back. Doak I've put on the right. Goodrum moves into the number 10 slot, and I've also put Costa in the midfield alongside Jarrett, so Gallagher will be on the bench against his old club. Diao and Holmes still start. Didn't want to not include them in this team, and that is the starting 11 that we're going with against Chelsea. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I'll tell you what, lads, I have been a little bit rusty with FC24 career mode since I returned from Manchester. Had a brilliant time, was over for the UFC, visited Old Trafford as well whilst I was over there, got to meet Alexander Volkanovski inside Old Trafford, which was absolutely insane. Really, really nice guy, and a good night of fights as well. I know some people had some mixed opinions on the card. The main event wasn't exactly the most exciting fight, but anyways, whatever. The rest of the card, for the most part, I enjoyed pretty much. And I tell you what, the fact now that I know the release date of FC25, it's actually relaxed me a little bit with this career mode, because I still think we have quite a bit of time to get stuff done in this career mode. I think that obviously this was delayed a little bit due to some recording issues when we initially went to start up this career mode, which that's on me, but I'm glad that we've progressed as much as we have, and there's still a lot to do in this career mode, so stay tuned for that. But here's Raheem Sterling now, and I think that was a good block. It's not a penalty, it's actually a goal kick. Never mind. Beadle passes it out to O'Brien, who has actually signed for Everton in real life. Jake O'Brien, congratulations to him. As some of you will know, I am actually related to him. He's like my third cousin, so some of you might say that doesn't count, but hey, I'm going to take it. Just had a very good season in France with Lyon, former Crystal Palace and Cork City player. He had a loan spell over in Belgium as well. But now he will be applying his trade on the blue half of Merseyside. So best of luck to Jake in his new venture with Everton. Hope he does well. And it'll be kind of cool that he'll be a part of the last squad to play at Goodison Park. That is quite the moment to be a part of. I will miss Goodison Park. I'm not an Everton fan, but I do like Goodison Park. But the new stadium, from what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be pretty cool, as Chelsea get a corner here. I do miss doing these episodes live. I won't lie about that. I do miss feeding off the live chat. But listen, we are where we are. As Goodrum goes on the attack here. As I said, Tyler Goodrum, lads, he has been absolutely sensational over the last few episodes. He's in here. He's got Will Holmes in support. Doesn't use him because he didn't need him. And Oxford United take the lead against Chelsea in the FA Cup. As I said before, we've got a history with this team, especially in the Cups. We beat them in the League Cup final last season by 3-0. Goodrum scored the third goal in that game. He's got the first goal in this one. We obviously did beat Chelsea as well in the biggest Premier League win of all time, joint win at least. That was a very funny moment where I accidentally changed the settings. But there's been no settings changed here. It's a lovely finish by Tyler Goodrum, and it's Oxford United 1, Chelsea 0. Maurizio Pochettino, you shouldn't even be here, lad. But who cares? Because we have the lead. Honestly, Tyler Goodrum, has he gone up to 80 rated yet? I'm already after forgetting. Yes, he has. He's gone up to 80 rated. I felt like he was stuck in kind of the high 70s for quite a while, and his stats did kind of slow down a little bit. But listen, it was always going to be a big jump to go from League One to Championship to Premier League, and it took him a little bit of time to settle into the league. Oh, but once he did, He has done absolutely fantastic, and it's great that he can play on the right, on the left, through the middle, whatever we need him to do. Tyler Goodrum is good for it. And here he is again. Does well to give that back to Will Holmes. Costa, have a go, lad. Oh, I tell you what, that angle, for a second, that angle was a bit deceptive. I thought that was going to go right into the back of the net. Tomori back in Chelsea blue. Doesn't look right. It just doesn't. I know he played for Chelsea before, but it doesn't look right seeing him in those colours. But here's Cole Palmer running down this right-hand side. I've actually not really used Palmer at all in career mode this season. But Fofana equalises for Chelsea. It's 1-1 here at the Kassam. Nothing I could do about that. Palmer made absolute you-know-what of me down that right-hand side. Bit of tiki-taka play there in the box. Beadle was never going to save it really from that angle, was he? He still bloody dived the wrong way. Do you know what? I might be being very, very harsh here, but something tells me Beadle could have saved that. I feel like if he went the right way, he probably would have just gotten the way of it. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And it's 1-1. FA Cup is something that we've done quite well in. We haven't won it yet in this career mode, but we did get to the semi-final in Season 2. And we got to the round of 16 in Season 1 as a League 1 team. Last season was our worst showing in the FA Cup. We got knocked out very early on. I think it was like the 4th round or whatever it was. Here's Jed Spence. Will Holmes can't get there. But I wouldn't mind winning this competition this season. I think the main trophy I want to win is the Conference League, just to get a bit of European silverware in the Oxford United trophy cabinet. But I'd happily win the FA Cup along with it. Here is O'Brien. It is weird not having Flynn in the team, but I did kind of want to give this partnership a go of O'Brien and Bush. Here's Will Holmes. Has a go. Right at the keeper. We're already at the halftime break here, or nearly at the halftime break, I should say. Only one added minute, but the keeper looks like he just wants to get in for his banana and cup of tea at halftime. There's a reference that I guarantee not one person watching this video will understand unless you played a certain PS2 game, or certain 2 PS2 games back in the day that maybe had a thing or two to do with Irish sports. But anyways, it's 1-1 at halftime against Chelsea. Don't really think I need to make any changes yet. I do think we were the better team for the most part of that half, so I'm not going to panic just yet. That's a good tackle by Bloom. What I love about Bloom is that he's just as good at left back as he is at right back. And he's run into a good bit of space here. Can he find someone in the middle with Will Holmes? Oh, he did. But he put it past the post. JJ can't believe it. A rare miss from Will Holmes there. It was a brilliant run by Bloom down that left-hand side. But unfortunately, he beat the left-hand side of the post as well. Or put it at the left-hand side of the post, I should say. Chelsea now looking to go on an attack of their own as Will Holmes nearly got it off Christensen there. Here's Enzo. Fofana, who did score for Chelsea. Can't get the ball off him now at the moment. Here's Enzo Fernandez again. Raheem Sterling. Can Beadle get there? No, he can't. He squares it to Anjorin. Well, it's a sweaty goal, but they all count. And Chelsea have come from 1-0 down to lead 2-1 here in the FA Cup third round. I'd be really, really disappointed to go out this early in the FA Cup. But unfortunately, we do fall behind here. Raheem Sterling, I thought he was going to have a go himself, but he squared it to Anjorin. He had an empty goal to aim at, and he managed to... I was going to say he managed to put it in, as if it was like something difficult to do. Like, it was probably the easiest goal he'll ever score in his life, but whatever. Here's Diao. Oh, look at this from Diao. Oh, Diao, you absolute legend! But Samba gets a hand onto it. Nearly equalised straight away using the kickoff glitch. But it was a good save by Samba, and Chelsea are on the break here now again. Fofana. Oh, well done, Bloom. Well done, lad. Diao. Oh, Diao again. Come on, lad. Go on, Diao. Diao! Good save. Oh, good run. It was almost a carbon copy of the League Cup final goal he scored. Spence's ball in, goes right into the arms of the keeper. I think the next time that we lose, the ball goes out of play, we'll have to make a few changes. I don't think I said it when I was showing you the lineup. Rhino unfortunately wasn't fit enough to even make the bench yet. So hopefully for the Arsenal game he might be able to do so. So it's Lucas we'll probably end up bringing on. But Goodwin back out wide. Fofana. It's going to be another chance for Chelsea here, is it? No, it's not. It's Bush. Oh, he loses it. Can Diao keep it in? No, he can't, but we do get the throw in. Right, I am going to make some changes now. Duak is going to come off for Lucas. Gallagher can come on for Costa. And I think that's all I'm going to do for now. Do you know what? Bush. I'm not really a big fan of Bush, I have to be honest. He's been a little bit disappointing. I'm going to make a defensive change. I'm going to bring on Flynn. I just feel a lot more comfortable at the back when Flynn is on the pitch. And they take off Angerin as well. Their second goal scorer. Oh, Gallagher. First thing he does is lose the ball. He thought he was playing for Chelsea again there for a sec. Oh, bloody hell. Sterling has probably knocked us out of the FA Cup. 3-1. Well, just as I made the attacking changes and made a change that I thought would make us feel a bit more comfortable at the back, we end up conceding the third, and it looks like our FA Cup campaign is going to end before it barely even begins. That is really, really disappointing. Chelsea not letting the League Cup final repeat itself. Don't concede a fourth. Do not concede a fourth. We concede a fourth. Now this is taking the piss a small bit. I'm skipping that replay. I don't care. We don't deserve to be 4-1 down. This is not... The scoreline will not tell you the full story of this game. Diao loses it to Tomori. Oh, I'm really disappointed with this. This is... you can lose a game, but to lose a game in this magnitude, the way we have, no, I can't accept this. I know we made a couple of changes, and maybe I should have just gone with the full strength team, but I wanted to change things up, being in the FA Cup. But unfortunately, it's not gone to plan. Sterling, he's made absolute shit of us today. There's not really many more changes I feel like I can make. We'll bring on Eric at left back, I suppose, because why not? Diao, I don't think's had a great game, so we'll put Martin on the left. But time is running out. Palmer takes the corner short. Here's Raheem Sterling. Beadle catches that. It's a shame for Beadle as well, because he's not going to have too many more chances to play this season. We might try and find a game where we can throw him in, as Holmes loses the ball. He's not had a great game either, but he's not been given a lot of service. Did have a great chance, alright, at 1-1 that he put past the post, but other than that, it's not been one of his better performances. Is Caicedo. I just can't get the fucking ball off them now. Cannot get the ball off them. Here's Cole Palmer. Into Nkunku. Oh, Flynn. It was a good tackle by Gallagher, but it went right back to Chelsea player Fernandez. Beadle makes the save. Humiliation here. Chelsea get revenge for the League Cup final. And that will be that. Don't know why Jared headed it out for a corner, but that is really disappointing. We took a 1-0 lead, but unfortunately Chelsea responded absolutely excellently. They deserve to win. I don't think we deserve to lose by as much as we did, but whatever. It is what it is. And the games don't get any easier, because now we need to play second place Arsenal, I think away from home, back in the Premier League. Or actually, are we at home? I can't remember. We'll find out in a sec. So before we get into this game against Arsenal, just a reminder of where we are in the Premier League. We are currently 1 point off top 4, and we have a better goal difference than Man City. We've got the same goal difference as United, and we're a point behind both of them. 7 points off top of the table, even though, look, let's be realistic, that's not the aim for this season, is to win the league. That would be next season's goal. But we're not too far off. So I think a win here against Arsenal will give us a good bit of momentum for the rest of the season, and should put us in the top 4 depending on other results. I can see there United are playing Palace away from home, and City are playing Everton. So Palace are in 6th, so probably hoping for a draw there really more than anything. Actually, no, I take that back. Probably a Palace win because, you know, we're ahead of them, so whatever. And where are Everton? Where are Everton? Why did I say that so weird? Where are Everton in the table? They are currently in 18th, so probably not going to beat Man City. But listen, football wasn't played on paper. It's currently being played on a PS5. But yeah, let's get into this game against Arsenal and hopefully get a better result than what we got, I should say, against Chelsea. So unfortunately, Rhino is still not able to join the squad on match day just yet. It's really, really frustrating. I was hoping that this would be the game that he would be able to do so. Thank you, EA, for adding UFC 5 to my downloads there. That's great to know whilst I'm recording. I haven't actually played UFC 5 in fucking ages. Here's Brian Broby. Oh, did brilliantly against us at the Emirates. He scored a hat-trick in that game. Jorginho straight away puts Arsenal 1-0 up. Why can't we just play Luton again? They were easy to play against. Oh, God. Brian Broby, he has absolutely made my life a living hell every time we've played against him in this career mode. Jorginho slots that past Gavin Bazunu. Couldn't get there. And it's already 1-0 to Arsenal. Like, I'm desperate to get into the Champions League. Like, Europa League, listen, it is what it is if we get into the Europa League. As I said, it's the only competition that we haven't won on this channel. But we can win that in FC 25. I want to get right into the Champions League in this. So I do. But Arsenal do take the lead here. But listen, still a long way to go. Here's Tyler Goodrum going on another good run. Go on, Goodrum, lad. Tyler Goodrum gets the equaliser straight away. Get in there. Beats Aaron Ramsdale, the former Turl United goalkeeper. And Arsenal weren't in front for long. I'm not even going to watch the replay. Let's just pretend it's still 0-0. There's been no goals in this game. Let's try and compose ourselves a bit. But no, in all seriousness though, it is 1-1. Perfect response to going 1-0 down. Tyler Goodrum, one of the players of the season, really, you have to say. It's between him, Diao, and Will Holmes. They've all been fantastic. Oh, Martinelli. Oh, don't tell me. Martinelli. Fuck off. Oh, fuck off. Oh, that is the poxiest bloody goal you will ever see in your bloody life. Bazunu managed to come out and charge down Martinelli, made the save, but look at where it lands. It lands right at the feet of Odegaard. Eric couldn't get in the way. And we're 2-1 down again. Like, that is so fucking annoying. Believe it or not, I've made more of a conscious effort to not swear as much on these episodes, but when stuff like that happens, it just... Oh, would you believe it? It's his first bloody goal of the season as well in the league. I tell you what, it's not Diaw's though, it's 2-2. Bloody hell. We're having a game of hurling here. It's end-to-end stuff. It's Cork versus Clare all over again. Again, some of you may not understand that reference, but whatever. But Diaw makes it 2-2, but I'm still annoyed at that goal that we conceded. Just no. I'm not watching the replays of the goals. We've only got a certain amount of time I have to play games before I need to upload this episode. So I do want to try and get at least 3 episodes out over the next week or so, lads. Again, expect the highlights to be played for some of the games. That's just to speed up this series. I don't want this series to come to a premature end, so I don't. So that's why some of these games will have to be that's why sometimes we'll just have to show the highlights of these games. But here's Saka, another player who, as I say, I have not actually really used that much in career mode, so he could be somebody that we look at bringing in as Gavin Bazunu makes another good save. I felt sorry for Beadle in that Chelsea game. Maybe it was too big of a game to throw him into, but I just thought it'd be nice to give him a big game. Oh, here's Bush, who I did say I haven't been the biggest fan of, but he's gone on a decent run here. Maybe brought it out just a bit too wide. Oh, he's unlucky. He's unlucky. Oh, and he closed down Ramsdale as well. Unlucky lad. Orban has gone to... Wait, what? It says he's gone to Tottenham, but he's wearing an Arsenal jersey. That's weird. I think he's a regen. But he has gone to Tottenham, I think, from Ghent, despite wearing the Arsenal kit. That was probably a glitch, so whatever. But yeah, this January transfer window as well. I have sold a couple of players that returned from loan in the background, but nobody of significance, or nobody significant enough, I should say, to show on this episode. But do you know what? I am looking forward to getting this season done with as well, because I do know the areas I want to improve in. I think Eric, as good as he has been at left back, Jesus Christ, Bazunu, he's somebody we'll have to upgrade on. Will Holmes obviously is fantastic up front, but I'm not sure about Martin as a backup. That might not have been the right decision, so that's something we'll have to look into. Oh, Diao. Jeff Jarrett, is he onside? Please be onside. Yes, he is. Jeff Jarrett, the captain, puts us 3-2 up. Oh, what a fantastic run from the American. Ain't he great? He smashed that into the back of the net like he was whacking a midget with the guitar. Again, if you don't understand that reference, it's going to be very weird. But if you do, you're a real one. I think a finish like that, you could almost call it slap nuts. Okay, I'm overdoing it now a little bit, but we're 3-2 up against Arsenal. I mean, I said we have a history against Chelsea. We also have a history with Arsenal as well, particularly in cup competitions. They beat us in the FA Cup in the first season. I think they might have beaten us in the League Cup as well. Yeah, they did the following season. And then in that same season, we ended up beating them famously in the FA Cup to get to the quarter-final. And then we ended up getting to the semi-final, which unfortunately we lost to Aston Villa. But we're 3-2 up here, although Saka is on the run here, gets into the box. Oh, I thought that had squeezed in for a second. Bazunu managed to put it out for a corner, which Martinelli will take. And he whips it in. Can Jarrett get that away? No, he can't. Diao does, but gives it back to Jorginho. Come on, don't let them score again. Do not let them score again. Here's Declan Rice, the traitor. Jarrett clears it. And it's 3-2 at half-time. Well, that was intense. That was intense. I need a sip of water after that. Fucking hell. I need something stronger than water, but you know what I mean. Oh, bloody hell. I think I'm losing my voice as well, lads. Still not recovered from shouting when I was at the UFC. But anyways, 3-2 up at half-time. Not going to make any changes at the break. I think everyone's doing pretty well. The 2 goals we conceded, nobody was really at fault. It was kind of the E-aids that got in the way. So I'm happy to keep it the way it is. As UFC 5 is updated, thank you for that. Here's Diao. Good run by Diao. Oh, he still has it. Diao. Will Holmes, yes! Will Holmes! He got a hat-trick against Luton in the first game of this episode. He now puts us 4-2 up here against Arsenal. You could tell he was getting a little bit frustrated that he wasn't getting on the score sheet, but he's done it here. And we do double our lead against the Gunners. Brilliant work there by Diao. I thought for a second there that we weren't going to be able to get a big chance from it. Araujo got the block. It went back to Diao, who was able to feed it into Will Holmes. He put it past Ramsdale. Oxford United 4, Arsenal 2. Perfect start to the second half. When I signed Will Holmes, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. That was during the championship transfer window where I signed way too many strikers. Aaron Connolly, I thought, was going to be the main striker for a while. And listen, he did a great job, especially in the Cups. You know, he's a cult hero of Oxford in this career mode. And the only reason I sold him was because he wasn't happy with the lack of game time. To be honest with you, I might end up bringing him back. If he's happy to be a rotational player, I'd happily bring back Aaron Connolly and rotate him around with Holmes again. Here's Saka. Thankfully, he messed up that shot. City are 2-1 up against Everton. Not sure what the United score is. But if Connolly was happy to be a backup striker, I'd be happy to bring him back to the club. You see, him and Holmes were always around the same rating as we lose the ball again. And that's why he wasn't very happy, because he wasn't playing as much. And Holmes' numbers were definitely better. But if we can bring him in as a rotational player, then I think we can make it work. But we'll see. Watch this space. I tell you what, speaking of space, Diao has run into the space here. That's going to be 5. Too easy. It's too easy. Arsenal, you gave us a bit of a test in the first half, but now it's becoming a walk in the park. 5-2 here against Arsenal. This is the perfect response to going out of the FA Cup. At least it's less games that we have to focus on. We can now focus properly on the Premier League and the Conference League as well. Obviously, we have qualified for the last 16. But Diao on a fantastic run. I know he had a bit of a quiet spell there recently, but that's well and truly gone. He's getting in amongst the goals again. Ramsdale in no man's land. Oxford United 5, Arsenal 2. Get in there. I'm pretty sure this was the final score at the Emirates as well. 2 Arsenal, wasn't it? That feels like it was a lifetime ago now. But 25 minutes to go. And hopefully after this game, we will be in the top 4. Here's hoping anyways. Here's Kievoir. Over to Calabria. Another Cloyne United legend. Oh, Diao. Oh, come on. Let's make it 6. We got Manchester United up next. So the games don't get any easier. It's Diao. Oh, it's a good save by Ramsdale. Really, really good save by the goalkeeper. But we're in the mood, lads. We are in the mood. As Jarrett comes over to take this corner. In towards Bush. Ah, Bush has scored as well. Number 6 makes it 6. Well, he took what I said personally earlier, that I wasn't a big fan of him, that he's been a little bit of a letdown. But I'll tell you what, in this game, he's been fantastic. 6-2 here against Arsenal. Great ball in by Jeff Jarrett. Bush rolls highest. Ramsdale couldn't get anywhere near it. We've said that a good few times in this game. That is a beautiful header. Brilliant finish by Bush. And it's Oxford United 6, Arsenal 2. And I think this is the time where we'll make changes. Diao is looking a little bit tired, so we'll take him off for Duac. I'll put Duac over on the right, Goodrum over on the left. I'm going to bring on Bloom at left back, and I think I will leave it like that for now. Just to freshen things up a bit. As I say, we have United coming up, so it could be good to give some of these players a rest. Well, if this puts us into the top 4, it's a hell of a way to do so. But Arsenal, despite going 1-0 and 2-1 up in that first half, have fallen apart at the hands of Oxford. They should bounce back in the next game there, though, as you can see, against Southampton. I just can't believe Odegaard didn't score a goal in the Premier League until he played us. Like, there's certain players, when they score against us, I'm not that surprised that it's their first goal. But at this stage of the season, a player like Martin Odegaard not scoring a single Premier League goal up until here, that's not right. But thankfully it looks like it's just going to be a consolation. Is Duac. Will Holmes. Can we make it 7? Can we make it 7? Will Holmes. Oh, I probably overplayed that a bit. Declan Rice was able to get in the way. Here's Brian Broby. Martinelli. Oh, it's a good ball into Broby. Oh, Flynn. Excellent tackle. Goodrum. Oh, terrible pass. Listen, I can't be too critical. He's been brilliant so far in this episode. He's probably been the breakout star of the year in a lot of ways. Oh, but here's Broby. Bazunu with the save. Lovely stuff. Right, might make my last few changes here. Let's bring on Costa for Lucas. Let's bring on Martin for Goodrum. And I'll also bring on O'Brien for Bush as well. Just to freshen things up for the final 5 minutes. Get a bit of fresh legs on the pitch. Oh, great header out by Bloom. I want this 7th goal. I really want this 7th goal. It's Will Holmes. He's clean through. Can he make it 7-2 to Oxford United against Arsenal? Yes, he can. Well, we didn't have to adjust the difficulty this time. Oh, it's a beautiful finish by Will Holmes. Well, Arsenal know a thing or two about getting battered in the Premier League by a team called United. And we're 1 goal away from levelling that famous result that Manchester United got in 2011. But Will Holmes makes it 7. His 2nd goal of the game. His 5th of the episode. Come on, I want to get this 8. I want to make the 8-2 jokes. Oh, go on. Oh, Will Holmes just loses it, unfortunately. How much added time are we going to have? It's not telling us. But he is up to 20 league goals in 21 games this season. That is fantastic. 4 added minutes. Arsenal looking to go on one last attack. Oh, it looks like they're going to be the ones to get the goal. No, they're not. Gavin Bazunu with the save. They do get a corner. I don't think we'll have enough time to get on the counter-attack to make it 8-2, but who cares? Who actually cares? Or will we? Come on. Ref, don't blow it yet. Don't blow it yet, ref. Oh, ref, come on. We were clean through again with Will Holmes, but whatever. It's a 7-2 win against Arsenal. A huge, huge result. I tell you what, it didn't look like it was going to go that way in the first half. Arteta's going to be absolutely fuming. Hopefully there's an all or nothing documentary going on, because I'd love to see that reaction. But a brilliant result. Diao with 2. Holmes with 2. Goodrum getting 1 as well. Bush on the score sheet also. What a fantastic result that was. And let's see where that puts us now in the Premier League table. Result has not put us in the top 4. City did actually beat Everton, and United did beat Palace 3-0. So we are still in 5th. But listen, we're still in a healthy position. Only 4 points off the top now, even though Chelsea do have a game in hand, which will be against Arsenal. So you never know. It's a very, very close title race. It's a very close top 4 race. And I think we've recovered well. As I said, I think it's the draws that have let us down more than anything. The wins have been there. We've only lost 3 games. We've actually lost less games than Arsenal, who we just played. And we've only lost 1 more than Chelsea and United in 1st and 2nd respectively. So we're doing well in that regard. It's just those draws that have let us down. But we do have a game against Manchester United in the next episode. It will be the first game to kick off the episode, and it will be played in its entirety. So hopefully we can get the right result there and jump into the top 4, and we may have an outside chance of winning this Premier League title. Who knows? But before we finish up, let's have a look at some of the squad statistics here. So appearance-wise, it's still Lucas. He's played 29 games. Fair play to him. 3 goals and 7 assists. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the best stats you'll ever see, but not the worst. So it is what it is. Will Holmes, though, 31 goals and 28 appearances this season. 20 of them coming in the league. 8 of them coming in 4 games in the Conference League. And hopefully we'll know our Conference League opponents as well soon. He also leads the assist charge as well with 10. Jarrett there with 9. Lucas with 7. Eric with 6. Gallagher with 6, which is good. Goodrum there with 6. He's got 12 goals as well this season. He's been absolutely fantastic. Diao there with 16 and 5. I'm very, very happy with where we are at the moment. We had a bit of a rocky start to the season, but we've recovered really well. So just to give a preview of the next episode, we will finish up this January transfer window here. As I said, lads, I won't be selling anybody major. I won't be bringing in an can't speak English. I won't be bringing in anybody major. Easy for me to say. So I'll do all this off camera, and then, as I say, we'll start things off in the next episode with this huge game against Manchester United, the battle of the Uniteds, Oxford versus Manchester. Always a fun time. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. As I said, hoping to get 3 or 4 episodes out over the next week or so to get this season wrapped up. So stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Take care.